Are the mines equips good? I know you guys may be seeing this title and you'd be like, OP, are you crazy? But I've been seeing this question asked quite a bit over the last few days, especially with mines coming back to global. A lot of people are new to the game. They want to know if, it's worth actually trying to grind and go for them. And while the mine equips are really freaking strong, not all of them are on the level of like God tier. Only a few of them are. And in this video, I'm hoping to at least tell you, or at least inform you, which mine equips you may want to go for and which ones you may want to avoid, so you can make the most of your time and be as most efficient as possible if you are farming these mine equips. Now, real quick, let me just state this. Mines equips and farming the mines consistently is a very, I want to say, mid-level thing, maybe even possibly in-game. Some people will argue. If you're fresh out of the gate, I'm talking about brand new, you fresh off the block. It's only your third day out here. Listen, don't do the mines. You could do it for the rewards and stuff like that, but I wouldn't go grinding for mines equips. I think you need to focus more on getting a good foundation first. Like, for example, farming Cave of Darkness, getting your Lesser Demon Heart, getting Relic Redeus, farming the current events and all that. I think you need to be doing that a lot more than just focusing on the mines. I think mines are a little bit more in-game to that mid-level point. If you've been playing the game for a few months, yeah, absolutely. If you want to farm for the mines, then go ahead and do it. Just make sure you're not skipping your foundation, because if you are, Jesus Christ, dude, you're going to be having some trouble. By the way, within the next few days, I'll probably be releasing a video talking about the top units in the mines and who I've been using and who I think are some of the best units to bring into it. So if you want to wait for that video and see what I say about that, you can wait. Or if you want to just go ahead and tackle it, hey man, do you. Go ahead and tackle it. There's tons of guides out there to help you with the mines. I'll be leaving videos and cards up on screen in the description, all that type of stuff to help you become a better miner. By the way, some of you may ask, what's the best floor to farm? The highest one you can get to. Let's say you stop at floor 40 and you're getting stomped, you can't go any further, then I'd recommend farming from floor 35 to floor 40. That's my personal recommendation. Some people say it's not worth it to go further than that or whatever the case may be. But if you can go far, and you can farm those things consistently, the higher you go, the higher your drop rate. Put it simple. With all that out of the way, let's now talk about what are some of the best mines equips to get to drop. Now, these are currently all of the bosses that are on global. Now, all of these bosses drop equips, okay? Every single one of them. Let's start with the first one here. We're going to start with the Crimson Dragon. The Crimson Dragon, if you get lucky enough to beat him, he will actually drop a magic item, which is a 4-star magic. And this thing is a 60% chance of burning the enemy, and it reduces your own defense by 30% for 10 seconds. And it has crit rate level 1. Every single mines item is going to have a negative to it, so don't be surprised if this thing has a negative. Don't think it's just bad. Every single mines item has a positive and a negative. Most of the time, the positive outweighs the negative, but not all the time. For this item, I think it is a solid burn item, but I don't think you really need to farm it. I feel like there's a lot more accessible burn items we have in the game, like for example, the 5-star one that you can just get randomly by doing the gacha. I forgot the name of it, but it's a 5-star physical. There's also the Ifrit giant boss that you can get the relics from, like Vulcan Knuckle. I wouldn't recommend farming this unless you're just want to collect them all, because I'm not gonna lie, this sword looks pretty cool to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Next is regular Palamecia, and regular Palamecia has a very unique 4-star support equip, and its skill is pretty unique. You reduce your own art gauge by 50, but you increase all your allies' art gauge by 50 except own self. Water resist level 2. This thing does have some use with some characters. By the way, just want to mention this real quick. You can use this at the beginning of a quest. Like, for example, if you have no art gauge and you pop this, it still gives you the art gauge. It gives everybody on the team 50 arts apart from yourself, because you consume 50 of yours. So if you want to use it like that, you can. It's kind of like a little bit worse version of Type 0, but if you need that extra art gauge, it could be the thing you're looking for. It's really up to you if you want to farm this or not. It has very minor uses that I can think of, but it's definitely not a bad item whatsoever. Next is the Emerald Birds item. This is a 4-star heal. I'm gonna be honest with you, this thing's garbage. Don't even worry about it. Next, for regular Odious, not Omega Odious. Regular Odious has a reduce all ally skill CT by 50%, but you increase equipment CT by 30%. This is a negative and a positive at the same time. Reducing all allies skill CT means that, of course, you're able to pop your skills faster. But increasing your equipment CT means that your equips take longer to, of course, use. So I don't think this one's really worth it. I think you're going to be skipping this one as well. And now on to our first major one. B3 Claw. This item is no lie broken. This item should be a 5-star because how good it is. This is a 4-star physical. This thing consumes 25% of your own HP, but you increase your own attack by 30% and you autofill your own art gauge by 2 for 10 seconds. It has max HP down level 3 as a passive on it, so your max HP is getting reduced by 15%, but this thing has 100% uptime, 10-second cooldown, 10-second skill, constant art gauge. No matter what, you're always getting 20 arts every 10 seconds. The only downside is you're losing your max HP and you're going to be consuming your HP at the same time, which really isn't an issue for most in-game players because you have stuff like Mako, you have stuff like a Serpa, you have stuff like Finn, you have other healers like Fina, Rimuru. There's so many options to make this equip work, and it's really good. I think this equip really stands out though on Mako the most because she's able to have that iframe in the true art, so she's able to pop her true art, use this at the same time, get art gauge while she's in her true art, and she's going to consume her own HP, but it doesn't even matter because she has an iframe. Then as soon as she comes out of it, she's already healed herself back up to full because her true art is broken. It has a lot of use with a lot of characters. I see people use this on their Vox and their 5-star physical slot. I see people use this on their Shuris. It doesn't matter. This item is insanely good, really broken, absolutely a must get if you are farming mines. I think this is possibly one of the best, if not the best item to have in the mines. Next, the Radiant Dragon. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this equip at all. Yugetsu, 4-star magic. It's going to be increasing the damage you take yourself by 10% every time you use it, but you increase your damage to the enemy by 15% for 15 seconds. And from what I heard from other people, this passive does stack in terms of the damage that you're able to deal to the enemy. And increasing damage to enemy is very good. It's a multiplicative debuff. So I think it has some use, but at the same time, it's a little bit too risky for me. Next, the Gondola has a 4-star magic, which is a 50% chance of poisoning the enemy, but you increase the damage taken by 20%. There is a better 4-star magic, or is it magic or physical? I can't remember. But there is a better 4-star poison item than this that you can farm from the story, and I recommend you do that if you are looking for a poison equip. Omega Palamecia. This is about the same as B3 Claw. She drops one of the most broken support items in the game. 5-star support, Silent Treasure. Silent Treasure is an insane AoE Archgen item. If you need something like this, you're increasing all allies' art gauge by 35, you're increasing all allies' critical damage by 30%, but you're consuming everybody's HP by 15% whenever you use it. Also, it gives you attack level 2. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives on this one, and if you don't have Goku uniform, this is practically the next best thing. It's really good alongside any critical damage buffers that you're going to be using on your team. So for example, if you use Vox a lot, use Silent Treasure with them because you're just going to be giving the entire team 30% more crit damage. Using everybody's HP by 15% isn't that bad of a negative. I promise you. You can easily heal this back up with either lifesteal, with just a healer on the team. This thing is an insane item. Highly recommend that you farm this. If you do get Omega Palamecia, I know she's annoying. She's very hard to deal with because there's not too many good Earth units at the moment, but Silent Treasure, insane. Broken. Busted. Moving on to something of a lesser note, we have Omega Odious' equip, which is, I just don't think this is a good item whatsoever, man. Next, we have Omega Yugetsu. Omega Yugetsu's 5-star magic is kind of a worst version of Tamame's true art. This thing costs 20 art gauge and 20% of your max HP whenever you use it. And you reduce the enemy's fire and dark resist by 6% for 40 seconds when own HP is over 20% of max HP. And you're able to stack this bad boy. It's on a 15-second cooldown. And it's definitely not bad in that regard. But I just think that you would use Tamame or something else. If you want to deal tons and tons of dark resist or fire resist down, you would just use her instead. And last but not least is actually the Gondola, which I've only fought once. I think I died to him. This right here is what it will do at max LB, max enhance, all that good stuff. It's a 5-star magic. It costs 50 art gauge to activate this skill, but you increase attack and earth damage by 80% for 15 seconds and magic damage 10% up. This definitely could be good on a really hard-hitting attacker if you're doing an earth nuke team, which is pretty much unheard of at this point. The thing is about this, you could wait and pop this whenever you use your true art, so you don't even get to see like the 50 art gauge get consumed. You could literally pop your true art, pop the 5-star magic, get the earth damage buff and the attack buff, and just go crazy. Maybe someone will use this on like their Riviera or something. Or maybe someone will use it on like their Ram or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you'll have some type of use on some character out there with earth, but I don't think this is really that great. If you get it just because, you know, you did a stage and it dropped for you, cool. You know, try it out. But I don't think this is really worth it in the long run. Those are all the equips currently on mines. And the only 2 ones that are worth farming is the same 2 ones that were worth farming the last time. B3 Claw and Silent Treasure. If you're going to be farming the mines, make sure you absolutely get these. They're broken, busted, stupid. There's no other way to put it. These things are ridiculously OP and highly recommend that you get them, especially if you're lacking Goku uniform, or hell, if you already have Goku uniform, Palamecia's necklace is still really good. B3 Claw is an insane item for anybody with the 4-star physical slot. They're going to make use out of it and do wonders. Just make sure you have some healing on the team because they're going to be taking quite a bit of damage just from themselves. That's gonna be it for this one, man. Those are the equips that I recommend you guys farm. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you guys like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me down below if you got lucky with any of your mines drop yet. Me personally, I've actually been pretty lucky this time around. I'm currently on floor 57. I've gotten 2 mines drop. I've gotten a B3 claw, and I've also gotten a Ugetsu 4-star magic item to drop, which is pretty solid. I wouldn't mind a silent treasure though. I think that's the next thing that's in my sight. If I can possibly get that to drop for me, I'm gonna be really happy. But hey man, thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy Pete. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. And last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.